In this video, we will see the GPA grading system as examination pattern in FEDINA. GPA is grade point average, which is generally followed by the institutes all over the world. To every subject, you can associate it with credit hours, and for every grading system, you can associate it with certain credit points. And using a particular calculation for GPA and CGPA, you can check that in the exam reports. Now, to enable GPA, you must ensure that in settings and in general settings, you have selected GPA as include grading systems. If you select GPA, GPA will be allowed to be selected when you create courses inside FEDINA. So let's say in this case, I have enabled GPA as a grading system as one of the courses or multiple courses in my institute follow GPA. Now, after doing this setting, we can create a course which follows GPA. So here I will go to New and give the name of the course. Let's say it is Diploma in Fashion Design Semester 2. We can give the name of the code. Let's say it is same as that of the name. We can give the grading system type as GPA. So you can check now. Normal is by default, which appears for all the courses. GPA is the one, since we have selected that from settings, I can choose to select it. And I can give the batch details who are going to study semester 1 of Diploma in Fashion Design course, and I can save that. Also, let's, for the sake of the video, and since we are doing GPA as a grading system, let me change the institution type to higher education so that everywhere we can see the word course instead of class. So you will see now class was appearing here, which is changed to course. So now I have this Fashion Design Semester 2, which follows GPA grading pattern. Let me add some subjects to it. That would be the next step that you do after adding batches. Select the batch and add some mandatory as well as elective subjects. So let's say this is one of the subjects. We can give the code of the subjects. We can give the classes, the number of periods of this subject that will happen in a week. So this based on the timetable that you follow for this semester, it can be entered. Also, since we have enabled GPA as the examination pattern for this course, you will see it asks for credit hours. So again, based on what is set by the college or the university, this can be entered and you can save it. So like this, I can enter some other subject, credit hours associated to the subject. Let me enter one more subject. And the credit hours. So like this, you can have mandatory subjects entered as major subjects, and you can also create elective groups and add subjects into it so that students can choose from that, or you can assign students for those optional subjects. Once we have done that, next important setting is to assign teachers to the subjects that we just created. That is by doing employee subject association. Select the batch, the subject, and assign the teacher. So let's say this is the teacher who will be taking this subject in this batch. So similarly, I will do that for other employees. So let's say I have assigned one teacher each to each subject. You can assign multiple teachers as well. Now, once this setting is done, now we have to set up the examination. So you will see when you go to examination, there is settings that you can do. For GPA, you can do all these settings. So let's set the grading levels first. You will see common as a batch. That denotes that this grading level that you see here, which is already set by FEDINA, are applicable to all the batches. But if that is not the case, if you have individual batches which follow different kind of grading patterns, in that case you will have to select that particular batch and add grades which are particular to this batch. Otherwise, you need not do it separately for the batch. You can just change or edit in the common one and it will be applicable to all the batches. So let's say in this case we have a separate one. So I will give the grading, which is, let's say, A, minimum score 90 and above, some description about that grade. Now, like I said, for every grade, for every grading level, there is a credit point that is associated, that is also decided by the management of the university or the college, that can be set. So like this, let me make it a 5-point grading scale in this case. So let's add another grade, which is B, minimum score 80, description, credit points, so minimum score, description, so like this, multiple grades can be added based on what is the minimum score and the credit points associated. So this is how I have entered 5-point grading scale for this semester, and here are the minimum scores and the grading level. So this is one setting that has to be done. Then you have ranking level. So ranking level is based on how you want to see the report for the batch once the result is published. So this is creating a sort of filter that you can later on use to check. For example, let's say I have selected this semester 2, and here I can say the name of the ranking level to be, let's say, top level. Now I have to set up a criteria. So in this course, top level students will be the one who get a GPA score of, let's say, 4 and above. So if I'm saying 4 and above, the GPA limit type will be lower. Lower denotes the amount and above. So 4 and above in this case. If we select upper, that would mean 4 at most. If we select exact, that means exactly 4. So we are setting up a criteria here. So let us say in this example, it is 4 and above for 2 or more subjects. So again, so I'm saying here, now I've set up the criteria. I'll have to create it. So I'm saying in this top level criteria that top level students of Diploma in Fashion Design Semester 2 course will be the ones who get 4 and above as GPA in 2 or more subjects. Now, if there are students who are in the same course, so that means that there are some students who failed in semester 2 but were in the same course in terms of FEDINA. So there might be an A batch and then A failed. So if that failed batch also you want to include in this criteria for the number of subjects and the GPA level, you can check this option of considering the previous batches of the student as well when looking at this criteria. So for now, I will save this. So like this, I can create multiple ranking levels like failed students. So let me create one more. Let's give it a name of failed students. So who we want to call failed in this semester? The students who get a GPA of 2 and below. So in this case, we can say at most 2 in, let's say, exactly 3 subjects. So we have 3 subjects in this batch. So I can create it. So this is how you can set up the ranking levels. Class designations are also similar with the difference that it is for overall GPA. So like when I select this, you can see it says name. So let's say top level only. And the students in this batch who have a CGPA of 4 and above will be called top level. So this is on CGPA, not on GPA, unlike ranking level. So like this, I can have different levels of class designation as well. So I can say this is 2 to 4, who will be called as average, and like this I can create multiple class designations. Then GPA settings. So some universities and colleges, they follow this as CGPA calculation format, like GPA of batch 1 plus GPA of batch 2 plus and so on till the total number of batches. So it will be like semester 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in case it is a 4-year course by 8. So this is one calculation. You can also check example for more details how it will be calculated if you want to see that for the calculation method. The other method is by credit hours. So grade points. So it is the summation of grade points of each batch, unlike the GPA. And then on the summation of credit hours of each batch. So you can also see the example to get more idea on the one that your institute is following and enable the same from here. So let's say my institute for semester 2 and for all the other semesters who follow GPA as a grading pattern follows the first one. So I can save it. By default, it is by GPA average. It can be changed from the settings. And then report settings can be done. So report settings include changing the header. By default, the header will be the logo, name of the institute and the address. That is what is set in the general settings. So the name, the address and the logo that you have uploaded. This will come as a header. If you do not want to use this one and you want to use an institute letterhead, in that case, we'll use a customized header option. You can leave the space according to the header of the letterhead and put that in the printer before you print the report. And then additional details. So here you see additional details. You can enable the ones that you want to show for the report. So by default, name, batch and admission number will be shown in the report card, but you can put up to other 6 information also to be shown, like additional details. So let's say I want to show allergies. This is the additional details that I've created in the settings. Then other details like father's name, date of birth, and like that I can choose up to 8 fields here that will appear in the report card. If I want to show the signature section, I can choose this option, otherwise it can be hidden. If I'm showing the signature section, I can also choose what I want to show. So this section, the labels can be custom, but up to 3 are allowed. So I've saved these settings now, and now let's see, after doing these settings, how the exam can be created. The administrator or the employee with exam management privilege can do that. So I'm logged in as an administrator right now. To create an examination, we will click on Create Exam Group. So let's understand now. We are talking about GPA grading system. We have Diploma in Fashion Design Semester 2. As a course, it is having batch A 2016. This batch, I am going to admit 2 students in it now before we start creating examination, and this has 3 subjects. So before we start creating examination, let me admit 2 students. For admitting students, you can follow the applicant registration way, where you can make the course available online for the students and the parents to fill the form and approve it or discard it. that you can check the separate video by the name FIDINA applicant registration. Other method is one by one using the admission form. So that is when you go to student admission and fill in this form, select the batch and admit the student into that batch. The third way is using the custom import way, which you use when you want to put the students in bulk in FIDINA. So if you want to see the details about this way, custom import, again, please check the video, FIDINA custom import for student admission, and you will be able to see how we can do the details. Here I am showing you briefly. I already have an Excel sheet. Let me fill in the batch name for which I am admitting the students. So I will check that by going to settings, manage course batch, and this is the semester 2 is the batch. This is the one. I will copy the same and paste it here under batch name here. So I'm admitting 2 students. I have filled in the other information as well as required, the mandatory one, and now I can save this. So employee admissions, and now using the custom import, I will upload the sheet. Import data, choose the file that I have just admitted the students in. This is the one, and upload it. It is a scheduled job. It takes about a minute for the job to get completed and for us to see the status of the students. We will see that now. So now we can check the status and we can see that the job is completed. We can check the status by going to imports and checking the import log details. So currently it says completed with errors. Now if you get the status, you can check import log details to see what is the problem with the file. So it says admission number is already taken. So it means I'm using an admission number for the student which is already there in the system. So let me change that admission number and upload the file again. So here I'm going to give, let's say 9899. So hopefully these students are not there in the system. Let's save it, and now we can upload the sheet again by clicking on new, choose the file, and we can see here student admission. This is the one that I just changed. Again, it is a scheduled job. We can check the status after a while. You can see that the job is now completed. To check the same, we will go to imports and let's see if the students are uploaded into the system successfully. So it shows success and the 2 rows are uploaded. To see further details, we will go to reports, select the batch which is diploma in semester 2. You can see there are 2 students. Clicking on it will show us further details. So now we have the students as well. Let's schedule their examination. We will go to exam management and create exam group. So we have 2 students, 3 subjects, and let's understand what is the meaning of exam group. So exam group are the examinations that are conducted throughout the semester in this case, or throughout the academic year of this batch, and the ones that are considered in the weightage. For example, I have term 1 which might happen, then term 2 examination. So these are the 2 exam groups that will happen for semester 2. So if you also have term 3 and term 4, you can have as many exam groups for a particular semester. And later on, at the end, if you want to show a report card and you give some weightages to these terms, for example, I want to give here 20%. And for the second term, I want to give 80%. Let's say I have only 2. Otherwise, you can distribute 100 in the number of groups that you have. So in this case, I have term 1 and term 2. One is 20%, other is 80%. So you can do this as well. So the first step is to create an exam group, put the subjects in it which have examinations in that exam group, and then schedule the exam. So let's do that. At the end, we will see how the weightages can be assigned, because weightages are required only for the final report that you want to give to the student. This weightage is an optional thing. If you do not have it, you can ignore it. You can just create exam groups and publish the marks. But if you have something like a final report that you give after a semester and you want to consider some exams as weightages in that report, then you will be required to assign weightages. So let's see that. We will select the course for which we want to create examination. If there are more than one batch which is studying semester 2, so you will have many here. You can select multiple if examinations happen for them parallelly. Give the name of the exam, in this case term 1, and the exam type for GPA will always be marks and grades. So you will have to select the one that you see here, marks and grades, whereas for normal we can see that we can choose from only marks, only grades, or this option. But for GPA we must select marks and grades. Now you can see that it shows term 1, the course and the type, but it says no exams are yet created. To create exams, you can go to manage exams and add the subjects that we have for this batch for the exam for term 1. So now you see it says for term 1, maximum mark is 100, minimum is 0. You can change it as per how you have it. And for each subject, so these are the 3 subjects that we entered. You can enter the maximum and minimum separately as well if you want to. Now you can schedule them. So here, for example, Intro to Fashion subject will be conducted on 10th at 11 a.m. till 10th till 1 p.m. So this is, you are scheduling the exam for a subject. So like that you can do for the other subjects as well that you have. So here I have 3 subjects. I have given 3 different dates and timings, durations. And in this case for term 1, we are considering all the subjects as exams. If you do not want to have an exam for a particular subject in term 1, you can check this option of no exam, schedule it later for the same term. That can also be done. So that is the use of this no exam option. You can do reminder settings if that plugin is enabled. You can give reminder to the students 1 week before or a day before based on what have you done the settings in reminder. So this is how you can create the exam schedule for each subject. Once that is done, currently it is a draft. So for the admin user or employee with exam management privilege can create exam the way I have done. And only once you choose this option of publish exam schedule, it will be made available to the students and the subject teachers and the parents. So currently it is not shown to anybody. So once we publish exam schedule, students will get a notification in form of SMS, email if those settings are done, and also as an internal message. So here, let's say that the students have got the notification, they have written these examinations for the subjects for the 3 days. Now, as an administrator, I can enter marks for the subjects. I can also enter marks as the subject teacher, but only for my subject. So let me show you example where the admin is entering marks, and then I will show you how the subject teacher can enter marks for her own subject. So in this case, admin will click on the subject for which he wants to enter marks. The list of students will appear who are following that semester. He will enter the marks for the student like this, enter some remarks like this, and you will notice that the grade will automatically come based on the grading level setting that we have done for this batch. So we have said that 90 and above is A, so it shows A. Since we have not assigned any grade for what will happen when it is 50 and below, it shows nothing. So you can assign if you want to show a grade against this marks also. And if you want to make a student absent, or if a student is absent and you want to show that in the report card, you can enable this. In that case, in the report card, this marks will be not shown. it will be empty and it shows that the student is absent. So this is how the admin can enter marks by clicking on each subject. Or now let's say how the teacher can enter marks. To check that, let me see who is the teacher for the subject. I can go to employee subject association, select the subject for which I want to enter the marks for. Let's say it is intro fashion tech. Let's say it is this one. So let's see the teacher ID. So we can log in as this teacher. So it is E010. So I'm logging in as this teacher, and to enter the marks I will use examination, exam management. You can see the courses in which this employee is a teacher will only appear here, because the teacher can enter marks only for their course subjects. So here you can see it shows when we go to manage exams, term 1, and it shows only the subject of the teacher, not all the other subjects. Again, I can enter marks here, and I will say again some remarks. So this now the teacher is entering. So in the same way, other teacher, the third teacher, can also enter for her subject. Currently, let me enter as an admin for the pending subject, and then we can publish the result so that it is shown to the students. So to enter the marks, I will select the batch, manage exams, and I will click on the subject for which I want to enter. I can enter the marks like this. And the remarks, that is optional, but it will appear in the student report card. So once we have entered the mark for all the subjects, the admin or the employee with the exam management privilege can publish the exam result. This has to be used very carefully because the students and the parents will get a notification again as an internal message, as SMS and email if those settings are done in their profile. So now let me log in as one of the students. So I will log in as a student for whom we have published the exam, and the student can check by going to academics. So here we see term 1 is the recent exam. The subject-wise exam can also, subject-wise report can also be seen. We'll go to term 1. Here we can see that for each subject it shows the credits associated to the subject. It shows the marks that the student has obtained along with the credit point. So it also shows the remarks as entered by the teacher. Now it shows GPA as 5 in this case for the student. So also the admin or the subject teacher can enter remarks that will also appear here for the student. So this is for the logged in student that he can see his own marks. Also, like I said, for this a result examination related messages will be shown in internal message. You can check here, it shows exam scheduled, result published as coming as internal messages for the student. Now this other report that the student can see is subject wise. Selecting the subject, it shows term 1, what is the marks, and it shows the graph as well. So he can check for any subject. Final report will show if there are more than terms, it will combine that and show you that information based on the weightage that you have assigned. Currently, since we have only one term, it shows for a single term only. Transcript report will show the previous semester information of the student as well. Currently, the student does not have any previous semester, so it does not show any report here. So this is attendance report. Again, you can check it for overall or monthly for the student. Total working days, the days in which the student is present, and hence the percentage. So this is all the reports that the student can check for each term. Currently we had one term only. Now let's schedule another term. As an administrator, enter the marks for the batch. And then we can see how we can connect these two terms if we want to give weightages. And here I will click on manage exams and add the subjects which participate in term 2 as examination, schedule them by giving them some dates and duration as start and end time. So this can be selected now, and once we have created it, administrator can publish so the students can see. Now once this publishing is done, if I log in as a student, I'll be able to go to calendar and check the examination information. So you can see here it shows. So 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, it shows on the right hand side the details about the exam as well. So this is the exam that I've just published the schedule for. Only the examinations for which the schedule is published will be shown in the calendar. So this is what happens when you publish the schedule. Then as the subject teacher, I can enter marks and the remarks for each subject, or I can also do it as an administrator. In this case, I am doing it as administrator. And for the third subject as well for both the students. So we have saved all the information for each subject, and now we can publish the exam result. So once we publish, we'll be able to, the students will be able to check now term 2 information as well besides term 1. So I will publish this. Students will get a notification again that their term 2 result is published. Log in as a student now. So let's say S99. This student can go to academics. You can see term 2 appears and the information about term 2 is also shown. Again, subject wise, and the final report, which will again have term 2 as well, because term 2 is conducted, will also be shown. Now, let's say as an administrator, how we can check the reports of the student. So, like I was talking about weightages, if you have this system and you want to show the final report to the student for the semester once it is over, then you can go to examination, select that exam by going to exam management. So here, this is the batch, and go to manage exams. Here you will see more options and connect exams. Connect exams will be applicable to the exam groups where the results is published. So we have 2 exam groups. You will see it shows all the exam groups that have result published. Select them, enter the weightages. So what is the weightage of exam 1? 20. For exam 2, 80, and save this. So this is the weightage system that you are doing. After you set up the weightage, it is important that you generate the report. You will see this option of generate reports. Select the batch here and click on generate. It will be a scheduled job. It will take some time for this job to get completed, and we can check the status by refreshing the browser. So here we can see that the job is now completed. So to check the examination reports, we will go to Report Center, and all these reports that you see here are available for GPA grading pattern. We will go to exam-wise report. So select the semester or the batch and select the exam group that we have created. So it lists all the students of this batch here, and we can check the details. Now these are the remarks that the student was able to see. So here, if as a teacher or as a principal, director, I can enter remarks. For example, I can give here the remarks like this, and I can say it is as a class teacher or as an HOD. So like this, I can submit it. The student will be able to see the same now when he logs in. So again, for another student, I can enter remarks. I can check the details. So you can see it does not show any marks because we have not entered marks for the other student for this term. So like this, we can select batch and the exam group to check the exam-wise report. For subject-wise, again, we can select the particular subject and check the information like this. Then we have grouped exam report. So we will select the batch, and now we can check term 1, term 2, and the combined one. So this is based on the percentage. 20% of this plus 80% of this. This is based on the connection that you have done. You can also get consolidated report. So it will show for all the students like this. So you will get it one in each page for each student. This you can give as a single sheet to the students of all of this batch, to all the students. So this is the third report. Then we have archived student reports. So if there are any students of the batch who have left and you have deleted them from the system, you can check the previous reports, exam reports of the student. You can get ranking of the student. So for a particular subject, who is first and second in each term, then you can get ranking for the batch. So for the full semester, first, second, third, like that, you can get the ranks. Then you can have for the full course. So in the semester, you might have many batches. So across batches, it will show the rank. Then you have for the full institute, the ranks based on the final score. So this is for the full institute. You can also get ranking for the attendance, and ranking level report is the one that we created. So we created few criteria in semester 2. Let's say we want to see the top level students, we can check that from here. So this is the one. So the top level students, we created the criteria in the settings that they are the ones who get GPA as 4 and above for minimum 2 subjects. That is why the students is listed. And then again we have other criteria that we created, which was failed students. So if there is any student who is failing, it will show here. So this is the student who follows that criteria. So this student failed now. So this report will also help you to promote the students to next semester. Then you have transcript. This will be mainly helpful when you want to check the previous semester of the student as well. It will also appear here. So if I transfer the student to semester 3 now, then if I check the transcript report after conducting at least one exam in semester 3, I will be able to see this information 2 as well as semester 3 information. Combined report is when you want to see both top level, that is class designation, and ranking level, if you want to see that together. So this student is also a top level student in terms of class designation and also in terms of ranking level. So that can be set here. So these are the reports that are available for the GPA grading system. So like this, we have videos for other grading patterns also that you see in the settings. We have talked about GPA in this video.